everyone, it's Shishandeep here. So in this video, I want to give you an overview regarding what is the current situation of UK in terms of the lockdown status. So because this is a lot much confusion in everyone's mind, I'll get loads of comments regarding the lockdown. So I want to clear all of your myths which you've got in your brain. So I want to put out the realities out in terms of the lockdown. And secondly, I want to talk about the travel restriction which is being imposed by the Indian government, that what you should be doing next, how you can travel to UK for your January intake itself. So these are the two topics which I'll be emphasizing the most in the video. Apart from that, I'll be talking about accommodation and stuff as well as I go through. So with this, let's straight away get started, and there's a timestamps in the description below to skip around. But before that, I want to request you guys to smash the like button, because many of you guys watched the video but never smashed that like button. So just do it now. So first of all, I want to give you guidance related to your flight ban which has been imposed by the Indian government. Now, first of all, what all things you need to know about this is that the travel flight has been banned until 31st of December. By this, it means that any flights, any direct flight from India to UK has been banned, and same remains the case for the vice versa from UK to India itself as well. The reason for that being that the UK has got a new mutant of coronavirus, because the mutant is basically something which gets evolved over the time. For example, human beings, we started from other species and we have become human beings over and will become alien or something, as we go through the evolution. So that's like mutations happening in the COVID as well. The virus has got some mutations, and that mutant is actually 70% more infectious than the previous strain, and that's the reason that this step has been taken. So now I understand that there will be a bit of a panic situation with all the students who are trying to come, especially in the January intake. And now there will be two situations. First situation will be where the students haven't booked their flights. For them, what I'll be highly recommending is that the direct flights has been banned or suspended. The way to travel would be that book your flight from India to Dubai, and then from Dubai to UK itself. So it's kind of a layover kind of flight. So for example, I came through Etihad Airways when I came to UK back in 2018. So Etihad Airways has got a layover in UAE. So basically it isn't a direct flight, so you're going to some other country and then you're coming to UK. So try to book a flight which has got a via coming from some city. So that city can be XYZ, whichever it is. It can be Dubai, it's coming from India, Dubai, then to UK, or otherwise it's coming from India, France to UK, or it's just going to Switzerland first and then coming to UK itself. So try to book the via flights and your problem will be solved. And secondly, for the students who have already booked their travel between 23rd to 31st, now what's the next step for them? So if I was in your situation, I will be just calling directly to the flight itself. I'll be talking about my situation, that is really important for me to go there. And if they have got some alternative flight which is flying to UK, go for it. Otherwise, I'll highly recommending you is to refund the money which you have spent there. And once you've got the refund, just try booking the other flights which you're getting, which is kind of a via flights. And the other solution would be that to just wait until 31st of December and then look like what's the situation. Are the UK flights being resumed normally? Are the direct flights available or not? And if you realize that there aren't still direct flights, then again the solution is the one which I've already explained, come via some city itself. So now let's say that if you're not able to book this alternative strategy which I previously mentioned, the other way to look forward is that now Indian government has got bilateral relationship with 23 countries where they've got an arrangement of air bubble scheme. So basically air bubble scheme is that during this suspension period of time, there will be some kind of agreement between Indian government and UK government is definitely there. UK, USA is definitely there, including the 23 countries. So they have got some kind of an agreement where they can talk about during the suspension period, there will be some emergency flights still flying from India to UK in that particular situation. So that flights can be through Air India or something. And I was reading about this on the recent tweet from the Indian Ministry of Aviation, and he was talking about that they are still in discussion regarding that. So the news has still to be followed. So I can't give you any particular decision on that. But this is my second thing which you can look forward to. So definitely be optimistic that you can still travel to UK, and this is kind of a positive message we want to spread out to the students. So second thing on which I want to give you the guidance is related to the lockdown itself, because there's a lot of misconceptions in the mind of students, because I always read your comments and I find that people are just confused about this and they've made a mess around this topic. So basically, let me start from the beginning. So the lockdown was imposed from March of 2020 due to the fact that there was COVID spread, and that lockdown was like for the full UK. So we weren't having like the lockdown specifically for a particular area. But as we transitioned, the UK government realized that some of the areas doesn't require a lockdown. Some of the areas require some restrictions. The third area require high restrictions, and that is a time when they started dividing the area depending upon these levels. And the levels they call as tier, where tier 1 or level 1 represents the low spread of COVID, level 4 tier 4 represents the high spread, high restrictions being imposed in that particular area. So now the recent news for the London itself, when the government is still in the talk, so they haven't made any decision, so do not come out on the conclusion yet. So they have to still make decision on 31st of December whether they want to move London to this tier 4 lockdown or not. And the tier 4 lockdown, what will be happening is restaurants, pubs, cinema theaters, saunas, saloons, hair cutting shops, all of these non-essential shops get closed, and that is when there will be very strict restrictions in that particular area. And I believe I've already talked about this in my previous video. I already knew, I said you guys that there will be a circuit breaker early in December itself when I was talking about, I give you some of the news sources as well during that time. So I already informed you from my side, I've already done my job, but do not have any misconceptions. And with this video I also want to empower you that how you can find that your area is in what kind of restrictions. So I've mentioned down a link in the description below. If you click that link, it will be taking you to the official BBC news website, and where you can just put the postcode where you're traveling, where your university is, where your accommodation is. Once you put in, and they will be just showing you which kind of tier it is in, what kind of restrictions related to the restaurants and the jobs and working, what all things are there. They will be just guiding you out there. So this is the second topic which I wanted to touch on in this video. So said this, I hope you've got a bit of guidance on these two topics, and for the future, for the next step, just continue with all things which you had in your mind before this particular 2-3 days, whatever things you have planned, just go accordingly to that, because the university is still running online as I already told you. And secondly, please book your accommodation, guys, because if you are planning that you will come to UK and then find accommodation, it will be very hard for you. And given that this COVID spread going on, and there are many people who are looting the students just by taking their rent during coronavirus, and they don't have any cancellation policy as well. So what I'll be recommending you, that there is a link in the description below that will be taking you to the official Amber Students platform, and they've got plenty of student accommodation with the benefit of COVID-19 cancellation policy, refunds, discount, all that stuff is there. So highly recommend you to book your accommodation just now. With this, I hope you got the guidance which you required, and please make sure to subscribe the channel, and this is a video I'll be recommending you to watch next. Thanks for watching.